Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger. I've been planning to do another one of these, and then I got a couple requests to do another one. Um, this is going to be another roster of free agents video. When I first did one of these, it was just something I did just because I had the thought on my mind. I got challenged to do it. I remember when I first did one, I was talking about how many free agents there were in wrestling that just, coming from that we knew from WWE and TNA, and I made the comment in that video that you could probably make a whole roster of guys to do like a TV show with. And somebody said, well, if you think so, do it. And I did it, and it was fun. And every so often, a couple months, I've done another one. I didn't know people would like them so much, but over the past couple weeks, I've gotten maybe, I think, at least 3 different messages of people saying, ask me to do another version of it. Now, this version I didn't just limit to just WWE and TNA. I went to a couple indie guys too. Mainly, I just looked at some of the guys from NWA Hollywood that I like, and my setting for this one was no people that are under contract with WWE, no one that's in FCW because that's WWE developmental, no one is under contract with TNA, and I decided I would also limit OVW since they're doing, because there are a couple of guys in OVW I've seen that I liked, but I decided to limit that too since that's sort of their working relationship with TNA. I also limited anybody on the ring that's in Ring of Honor under Ring of Honor contract, so no Ring of Honor guys either. So I looked at ex-WWE guys, ex-TNA guys, I looked at NWA Hollywood guys, and just other. That's about it. I don't think I went anywhere else. Yeah, ex-WWE, ex-TNA, and some people from NWA Hollywood. That's about it. I think that's everybody. That's as far as I went on this one. As far as my list of free agents, I used the NWA Hollywood roster page on their website, and I used the free agents section of gerwig.net. If you go to gerwig.net, if you look at the top, you'll see a part that says WWE roster, TNA roster, and then there'll be one that says there's MMA, a Divas roster. That's just women, not WWE Divas, just women in general. And there's a part that says ROH/free agents. So I went to that roster to look at the free agents roster, and they have a free agent section, and that's where I got most of these guys' names from. There's probably dudes that aren't listed on that list that I'm not thinking of, that I've forgotten. I'm pretty sure there's probably some really good people, and I just thought of one. See, I was just about to say it's probably some really good guys that I'm not even thinking about because they wasn't on that page, and I just thought of one. MVP. Absolutely would want MVP on my roster. I'm adding him right now. Huh. And a name come up. Just earlier today or either last night, I was checking this list again, and I thought about Chris Masters, and I put him on the list too. MVP I would add to this list. Who else am I thinking about? I may be forgetting. Just thought of somebody else. See, I'm even thinking of people as I'm typing out the list. Joey Ryan is somebody I would add to this list. It's weird. I thought I would have. Oh yeah, because that's why he's not in NWA Hollywood anymore. He's just pretty much a free. He's doing some stuff with Ring. He's doing stuff in Ring Ka King. But I did put Ring Ka King guys available since, except the ones that are under TNA contract. The guys in Ring Ka King that aren't under TNA contracts, I made them available for this list too. So some of the guys in Ring Ka King, a couple guys, I put on this list too. And until they're like listed on the TNA roster page, I don't consider them as a part of the TNA roster. I look at it as, I looked at some of the guys in Ring Ka King, and I'm saying if pretty much anybody in Ring Ka King that WWE could legally hire tomorrow, I put on this list. Because like they could hire back like Chris Masters tomorrow, to the best of my knowledge, but they couldn't hire Matt Morgan tomorrow because Matt Morgan's under contract with TNA. So but to the best of my knowledge, Chris Masters isn't. To the best of my knowledge, WWE could legally hire Chris Masters back tomorrow if they wanted to. If I'm wrong, let me know, and I might have to do some editing to this list. And anybody you come across you think should be on the list, add one. Or, you know, I would actually like to see somebody else do their own version of their own roster. Now, I haven't put together a card yet. I think what I'm going to do with this video is do it as I go. And after I read the names, I think I might just do it so you can kind of follow me with my thought process of what my card would be. Now, this is based on, I'm putting together this roster, and I'm trying to pitch it to a major television station or network to get a TV deal, a national TV deal. Something like, maybe like a Wednesday night. Nobody's doing anything on Wednesdays. Or maybe Saturday. You don't have wrestling on Saturdays anymore. Saturday used to be wrestling night. And so what you do is, if you want to do one, actually I'll go through it before I go through mine. Anybody else wants to do their own roster free agents video, this is the process that I go through with this video. The first thing you do is you come up with a name for your promotion. You can use the name of an existing promotion or an indie promotion that you want to just maybe try to take it better. But you come up with a name for your promotion and then list what championships you're going to have. Okay. Then you're going to list your roster split up by singles wrestlers, tag teams. If you have like a cruiserweight division, you know, make that division. Here's going to be my cruiserweight guys. If you're going to have a women's division, put your women's division there. Separate the roster by division. And then you want to put together your pitch card. This is going to be the card you put on for a show. You film the show, and this is going to in the tape of this show is what you're going to present to the network that you're trying to get to give you a TV deal. You put your card together, you put on this show, and you give it to the network. Like, okay, here's my guys, here's what we can do. Check out our show. So you put together what your card would be, what matches you would be on your card. You know, a good maybe 2-hour show, maybe 6-7 matches you would want to put together on a card to pitch to the network that you're trying to get a TV deal from. Okay. So if any of you want to do one, I would be happy to watch them. I enjoy it. It's a fun thing to do. It's just fun to fantasize and just what you would do if you had the money to start a promotion. I really enjoy doing these types of videos. Just the thought process I go in through them. So let me go ahead and get started, and I'll go through my championships, my rosters, and may or may not say a little bit about the guys I picked from my roster and why I put them on there. Okay, here we go. So the name of my promotion that I'm going with now is the United Wrestling Coalition, UWC. I thought about United Championship Wrestling, UCW, but that's too easy to chant. I don't like the chanting the initials. You know, the TNA, ROH, ECW. I don't like that. I don't want chanters. I don't like the whole chant the initials thing. That, I don't know what it is about that I just don't like, but I hate hearing crowds do that. So I'm going with United Wrestling Coalition, UWC, because UWC is a little harder to chant. You know, UWC, it's a little harder to do. Yeah, I don't want it to flow so good. Hopefully, if it's not so easy to chant, people wouldn't do it. That's just a pet peeve of mine. Anyway, so my promotion is going to be called the United Wrestling Coalition. So I'm going to have my championships. I'm going to have my World Championship, the United Wrestling Coalition World Championship. My Tag Team Championships. I have 2 secondary titles. My 2 secondary titles will be the United Heavyweight Championship and the American Heavyweight Championship. United Heavyweight Championship, just something I thought that sounds really good. I like the name of that, so that's why I go with it. So I have 2 secondary titles. Well, actually, one's going to be a secondary, and the other's going to be like a tertiary championship, like the 3rd level belt. Like the American Heavyweight Championship, that's going to be like my secondary belt. The secondary belt, the number 2 belt. Like what the Intercontinental title used to be. You know, like if this was WWE, the people who would be going for that belt would be guys like Jack Swagger, Cody Rhodes, Zack Ryder, guys on that level will be going for this title. Then the United Heavyweight Championship is going to be like the third tier belt, kind of like what the TV title used to be in WCW. You know, like if this was WWE, the guys who would be going for this belt, the United Heavyweight Championship belt, would be guys like JTG and Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex, Tyson Kidd. They'd be guys on that level would be going for chasing after this belt. So you kind of know where they stand. The American Heavyweight Championship is going to be considered higher than the United Heavyweight Championship. And of course, my world title, that'll be my top belt. Just to give you, where we're going here. And I want to have a women's division too, so I'm going to have a women's championship. No cruiserweight, no X division, anything like that. I'm not into that. Alright. Let's see here. I'm actually making edits to this as I go, so you can follow my thought process here. So you can hear me typing some things. Alright, once again, United Wrestling Coalition, World Championship, Tag Team Championship, my secondary belt, the American Heavyweight Championship, my third level belt, the United Heavyweight Championship, and my Women's Championship. Mic's a little too close to me. Okay. And I apologize for all the babbling. I'm just kind of giving this as I go. I know how to make changes to this list as I go through it and kind of talk out, but it's going to be a little babbling, but I do like you being able to follow my thought process. Also, I will post the whole list in the description box. Alright, so let's get to my singles wrestlers. Chris Harris. Things haven't worked out as great for Chris Harris after he left TNA and tried that stuff in WWE and the whole Braden Walker thing, but Chris Harris is always a good hand, good wrestler. He a good number of wrestling fans nationally know who he is, so he's somebody I'd always want to see get a chance back on TV again. I always hope people get another chance in TNA, but it just never quite worked out. Jesse Neal, I like Jesse. I like his, I just always liked the guy. I kind of was a little disappointed that he left TNA. I hope he does come back eventually. But, again, he's somebody that people know from TV. I think the guy's potential. I think you really play up the whole patriotic aspect of him and do a little more with that. John Morrison. Not a whole lot I need to say about Morrison here. Ken Doane. May remember him, Kenny Dykstra or Kenny from Spirit Squad. Ken Doane. That's another guy who really good in the ring that just never really got a real shot to do stuff. I remember like a couple years ago, I think it was last year, TNA wanted to give him a tryout, but he didn't do it because they wouldn't pay for his flight there to come do the tryout. So yeah. Kevin Thorne, another guy I thought was pretty good, but never really quite got on a roll. Low key, everybody in TNA already loves him. ROH fans love him. People know him from WWE. His time as Kaval. I would probably use his Kaval name because I think he, for as long as he was on NXT and his short time on SmackDown, a lot of more people will know him as Kaval under any other name. Just a testament to how big the WWE is. I bet more people would know him as Kaval than any other name. So I probably would just use the Kaval name. Micheal Tarver, another guy I liked that I just thought never really got on a roll in WWE, so he's another guy I want to have a shot with, give a chance. Orlando Jordan is on my list. Always been a fan of Orlando Jordan. Always thought he could do more than what he's done. Shad Gaspard, big tough looking guy. You can maybe put him in a tag team. I kind of thought about making him a tag team with Micheal Tarver. Just two big, tough guys. A little bit of a gimmick change for Shad to work, but actually, I am going to add them to my tag team list. Hang on a second. I am going to add them. Might have to come up with might change their name or something when you bring them in, but Shad Gaspard and Micheal Tarver as a tag team, I think that could work. They just be your stereotypical big, tough, mean black dude team. Might not go the crying time route. Just make them just ass kickers. You never go wrong with ass kickers. Another big guy I have is a Snitsky, Gene Snitsky. That's another guy I always liked. I always thought could have done a little more than what he did. He's one of those guys I'm more surprised never got a run with the IC title or the US title. I think he could have been a good secondary champion. Coming on next, my personal favorite guy on this list. The guy that I would most likely make my first world champion. I'd probably give him like a year-long title run with the belt. Guy that I've said many times, how he's not in WWE or TNA right now is, I don't get it. It amazes me. A guy that I can never say enough positive things about. Scrap Iron Adam Pearce would be the top guy. I would make him my top heel for at least a good year or two, and then flip him around to turn him face, and he'd be my top face. I can't say enough great things about Scrap Iron Adam Pearce. It's a travesty that this man is not being in a bigger company than what he is, and I don't know what's happening in the minds of Vince McMahon and Dixie Carter to not have this guy on their roster. This dude is fantastic in every way. But let me keep going, because I could sit here for an hour and talk about how awesome Adam Pearce is. So, going on next, another guy from NWA Hollywood, Scorpio Sky. He was another one of those guys where I'd heard his name said a lot, but I'd never seen him. And then when I saw him, like, really, this guy is somebody that I always hear people talk so much about. And then I started seeing him wrestle, like, okay, this dude is fantastic. I see why everybody talks so highly of him, speaks so highly of him. Scorpio Sky is great. He would definitely be on my roster. Colt Cabana, great baby face in every way. Eric Watts, also from NWA Hollywood. Only because he was on Tough Enough. I actually don't think Eric Watts is that great, and he's not a bad guy. He just doesn't do anything for me. He's just not a guy that I want to see. But he was on Tough Enough, and that's some exposure, so that's enough to give me a chance. If you don't know who he was the guy where the Miz went, "Move, Buckwheat." That guy, the tall one with the hair. That's Eric Watts. Move, Buckwheat. I still laugh when I think about that. I should edit that clip into this video, but I'm not. Alright, I might do it at the end. I don't know. Another guy from NWA Hollywood, Famous B. Smaller guy. He has more of an X Division feel to him, but I wouldn't have him in X Division. There's enough smaller guys he could work with and do some good matches with. I would keep him probably going from in my, as a mid-carder guy. Let's see, where am I at? Joey Chaos, Rock Superstar Joey Chaos, also from NWA Hollywood. Another guy, really like a lot, love to see. One of those dudes that when I first started watching NWA Hollywood, I instantly liked him. Another guy who I instantly liked, another guy I've spoken very highly of, another guy I think should be in TNA, Willie Mack. A guy that size that can move like a cruiserweight. He reminds me of Samoa Joe back in 04, 05, that era. Willie Mack, just all around great, fun guy, great baby face. Let's have fun with Willie Mack. Let's see here. Shaun Ricker, who's part of Natural Selection in NWA Hollywood, but has since gone solo. If you watch NWA Hollywood now, he's being managed by Percy Pringle, who some of us know better as Paul Bearer, but before he was Paul Bearer, he was Percival Pringle III, and he's managing Shaun Ricker. He was tag team partners with Brian Cage as Natural Selection, but they have been since split. And at first, I liked the team of Natural Selection. I remember I did one of these videos in the past that I had them on my list of teams I would bring in. But as I've gotten to see Shaun Ricker go solo with Percy Pringle as his manager, I really like him. I think I could do more with him as a singles wrestler now. Because when I first started watching him, it was just in a tag team, so I always thought of him as a tag team wrestler. It wasn't until I saw what he does on his own as a singles wrestler that I realized he has a lot of good potential. Dude's good in the ring, looks like a star, cuts good promos. That's just a fact of life. So next on my list would be Chris Masters. He's doing his masterpiece American Adonis gimmick in Ring King right now. Again, good look, good in the ring. There's always something you can do with Chris Masters. He could be toward the top of the card. Next, I just added 2 more guys as I thought of when I started this video. MVP. I don't have to tell you how good MVP is and why he would deserve a spot in any promotion. And Joey Ryan is the last guy. Yeah, so that is as far as my singles wrestlers go. So let's count here. Chris Harris, Jesse Neal, John Morrison, Ken Doane, Kevin Thorne, Low Key, Orlando Jordan, Snitsky, Adam Pearce, Scorpio Sky, Colt Cabana, Eric Watts, Famous B, Joey Chaos, Willie Mack, Shaun Ricker, Chris Masters, MVP, Joey Ryan. That should be 19 guys. Alright, moving on to my tag teams. I have 9 tag teams listed now. First team is, we know them from WWE. Well, we know one of them from WWE and TNA, and now he is in Ring King. And that is Shaun Daivari, aka Khosrow Daivari, aka Sheikh Abdul Bashir. He is doing a tag team with his brother now, his real life brother Arya Daivari, and they are teaming together in Ring King as the Sheiks. So I would have them together as a team in my tag team division. Shaun and Arya Daivari. Next, Luke Gallows. Again, I would use his gimmick he's using in Ring King, Isaiah Cash, kind of this badass biker type dude gimmick. I like it. And another guy who I like, who changed his gimmick to something similar, and that was Cody Deaner, the everyman gimmick. Cody Deaner. I've shown you that video before. He's got the thicker beard, the bandana, the shades, the leather jacket and jeans. He has like this biker thing going too, and I let that be their gimmick. You know, you got Cody Deaner's more the small guy, the quick guy, the faster moving guy. He can maybe do some of the high flying stuff if you want to do that stuff. Then you got Big Luke Gallows using his Isaiah Cash gimmick. He's the big, tough power guy. The team. Next on my list, Matt Hardy and Shane Helms. This is Matt Hardy and Shane Helms, assuming they got all their personal shit under control. But everybody knows them. They're very popular guys, despite your criticisms you might make of them. Put them together as a team. Thought about Chavo Guerrero and Bam Neely. That was Chavo's bodyguard for a little bit in WWE. I like that guy, Bam Neely. And I kind of always wanted him to get a shot to do a little more, but he never did. So maybe I was thinking about having them together as a team for a bit, let them team together for a while. So that would be another tag team. 2 teams from NWA Hollywood: the Tribe, Hawaiian Line and Navajo Warrior, and the Rocknes Monsters. You've heard me talk about these 2 teams in the past, but you can check out any of their stuff from NWA Hollywood. If you go through my channel, I'm pretty sure I got some. So I've uploaded 1 or 2 matches of the Tribe and the Rocknes Monsters, and there's somewhere you can find them. Hang on, let me check my time real quick. Okay, I'm at 23 minutes. All right, I'm good. Okay. Let's see here. Tribe, Rocknes Monsters. Okay, UK sort of British type team. Paul Burchill and DJ Gabriel. Next, Deuce and Domino. I'm only listing them as Deuce and Domino, but probably would do the Deuce and Domino gimmick. I might do something different with them, with the 2 guys, but I'm just listing them as Deuce and Domino because that's how people know them. And then one I just thought of, I just mentioned a few minutes ago, Shad, Gaspard, and Micheal Tarver as a tag team. So that is 9 tag teams: Shaun and Arya Daivari, Cody Deaner and Luke Gallows, Matt Hardy and Shane Helms, Chavo Guerrero and Bam Neely, Tribe, Rocknes Monsters, Paul Burchill and DJ Gabriel, Deuce and Domino, Shad, Gaspard, and Micheal Tarver. That's 9 teams. And I try to come up with names for the teams, but I got nothing at the moment. So hopefully they can come up with some team names. If you got any suggestions, throw one in there for me. So that's my 9 tag teams. Okay, And then I got a women's roster of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 women. Alright, so first up, somebody from NWA Hollywood I really like a lot, Buggy Nova. Alyssa Flash, aka Cheerleader Melissa. And she can also break out the Raisha Saeed gimmick if you need to. Melina's just very popular, ex-diva, everybody knows her. She's good in the ring. Hamada, somebody I miss a lot, would love to see back Hamada. Daphne, I told you Daphne's probably my favorite woman ever in wrestling. Isis the Amazon, everybody always gets mad when I bring her up. 6'9" chick, man. You can't. How do you not? How can that be bad? If she can, as long as she you know, is good enough that she doesn't injure people, she don't need to be able to do anything else. 6'9" monster bitch that just beats bitches down, choke slamming, power bombing, big booting, throwing them all around. One of two veterans, two women I always really like, two really tough chicks. Also, they've been in the business for a while. They got experience, good veterans always want to have. That would be Jackie Moore and Jazz. My two veterans. I'd love to have them together. I would love to have them together as a tag team in TNA. I would love to see them go into TNA and go for the tag team titles there. I think they would be a really fun team to watch. Anyway, coming next, Nikki Rocks, aka Roxy. Shelly Martinez. Always like Shelly. And Sarah Del Rey. People get the, I think people might get the impression that I don't like Sarah Del Rey, even though I say she's overrated. I do like her. I just think she's overrated. I just think it's kind of weird when everybody goes, I can't believe she's not in WWE, and how is she not? And I'm like, well, she's not that interesting. She's a great wrestler, but she's kind of boring. I do like her, but she's kind of dull. You know, she would absolutely have a manager that does her talking for her. She would just stand there and look badass and kick ass. You know, that would be her thing. But that is my women's roster. Boogie Nova, Alyssa Flash, Melina, Hamada, Daphne, Isis the Amazon, Jackie Moore, Jazz, Nikki Rock, Shelly Martinez, and Sarah Del Rey. I wished I could have added Taylor Wilde, but, you know, Taylor did retire, and she's getting married and trying to become a firefighter, which is cool, too. Alright. So, now I'm at 27 minutes. Boy, I can talk when I need to. So now I need a pitch card. A pitch card to present to the network. And I haven't thought of a card beforehand before I start recording, so we're going to do it now. And this is really in no particular order. So, as I said before, you want hot women and you want women who can wrestle. And, you know, the old expression, sex sales. So you want women who can kick ass. So, as for my ass kicking women, to show them out women are tough and they're badass and they can get in that ring and you know, whoop ass, I'm gonna do a tag team match. And I'm gonna do Jackie Moore and Jazz versus Alyssa Flash and Sarah Del Rey. I just abbreviated SDR here. Then I want to show my match that shows my girls have sex appeal. You know, your tight shirt and your big boobs and all that stuff. So that's going to be Shelly Martinez. Obviously, is going to be in there. And she is going to face Melina. The Latina action. Muy caliente, arriba. Let me stop chanting like an idiot. Shelly Martinez versus Melina. That shows the sex appeal. Wait a minute. I could do 2 women's tag matches. And have Melina and Shelly together as a team. They can go against Roxy and Buggy. Because I do want to show more women. Nah, I'll leave it at 1-on-1. Alright, so Jackie Moore and Jazz versus Alyssa Flash and Sarah Del Rey. And then Shelly Martinez versus Melina. Alright, some matches in our tag team division. Let's see here. We will do Matt Hardy and Shane Helms versus the Daivaris and yeah, that's where I'll leave it at for tag matches. I think right now I might come back and add one more tag match. Alright, getting to my singles matches. Okay, who are my most recognizable guys? I want to go with 2 recognizable guys in my main event. So I want to pick 2 guys that have been in WWE. Just so people know we have star power. And, you know, that's how they're going to think. People know these 2 guys more because they used to be in WWE. So that's going to do better when I'm pitching this show to a network. So how about John Morrison versus MVP? And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I think MVP owns the MVP name. He can use it. I've heard stories that says that WWE owns it, but they allow him to use it as long as he's not in another American television program. They don't mind him using it in Japan, but like if he went to TNA, they would make him change it. But I've also heard stories that say that he owns it and he can use it anywhere. So I've heard conflicting stories on that one. So I would change it if we need to, though. All right. Adam Pearce has got to be on my card, and Adam Pearce can go against let's see here, Chris Anderson, neal, Kendo, snitsky, cabana. He had a really good match with Shaun on NWA Hollywood about a week or 2 ago. I think it was last week or the week before. That was a pretty good match. I'll go with Adam Pearce versus Willie Mack. That's a good match they had back a couple months ago. I'm pretty sure I uploaded that match when it happened on NWA Hollywood a while back. If I did, search my channel, it'll probably be on there. Adam Pearce versus Willie Mack. Alright, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches. Only 2 more. Something with a couple more smaller guys, maybe a little high flying action. Low key or Caval versus Famous B. That would be a match to open up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more match. I'll do one more tag match. Let's see. How about Burchill and DJ Gabriel versus Deaner and Gallows. Cody Deaner and Luke Gallows. Alright, there we go. So there's my card. So my pitch card: Jackie Moore and Jazz versus Alyssa Flash and Sarah Del Rey. Shelly Martinez versus Melina. Matt Hardy and Shane Helms versus Shaun and Arya Daivari. John Morrison versus MVP. Scrap Iron Adam Pearce versus Willie Mack. Caval versus Famous B. And Paul Burchill and DJ Gabriel versus Cody Deaner and Luke Gallows. This match is in no particular order, but most likely Morrison and MVP would be my main event, because they're the 2 most recognizable guys on the list. Alright, so check my time. I am at 34 minutes. Did not expect this to go so long. So here we are. That is roster free agents. This is February 19th, 2012. And probably 2 or 3 more months I'll probably do another one. Unless somebody has another theme one they would do. You know, I've done the only ex-WWE and TNA guys. I've done where I mixed in some indie guys. Somebody suggested using one where I'd use guys from WWE and TNA and Ring of Honor, but I'm not going to do one of those because there's just so many guys to look through. Because if I did that, that would be, I have to go with Raw, SmackDown, NXT, FCW, TNA, OVW, Ring of Honor. That's just way too many people to deal with. It would take me forever to come out with a roster of those dudes. And plus, it couldn't happen because with guys on the contract. The reason I like doing the roster like these is because this roster could actually happen. Like if somebody had the resources to put on a wrestling show, you could actually get these people and put on a show. That's why I don't deal with guys that are under contract, because you couldn't actually do it. I like to deal with stuff that's possible. This card, this roster, you could actually do if you had the money and the resources to put on a promotion. So that's why I keep it with free agents and stuff. Alright, so there we go. There has been roster of free agents. It's probably like the 4th or 5th one of these I've done. Comments, criticisms, leave all that in the description box. Response videos will be good. A particular guy you like, somebody you don't think should be on the roster, and let me know why. People you think I've forgotten that should be in here, let me know why. I would love to hear some other people do a version of their own, and I like to see what some of you guys come up with, because as much as I like making them and sharing my thoughts, I like hearing what other people think about a lot of these topics too. So that being said, this is the Shadow Ranger. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.
Move, buckwheat.